Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about 3 unique antioxidants that you should be using in the summertime to help neutralize free radicals and the UV rays. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. It is not vitamin C, it's not vitamin E, it's not ferulic acid, niacinamide, all the typical ones that you hear. But these antioxidants actually have been clinically studied and proven to mitigate UV ray sun damage, both for taking it internally as well as applying it topically. However, I want to emphasize that I don't want you to go out and use this just purely as your sun protection factor. It has been proven that it works really well when used with sunscreen. So when I name these antioxidants, I want to emphasize that don't just use this as your sun protection factor, okay? And all of them have been studied, both applied on the skin as well as taking it as in food or in supplementation. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Christy. I have been professionally treating clients for over 18 years, and I have done over 20, I think it's like close to over 28,000 different treatments, between 27, 28,000 different treatments, especially in the areas of treatment-resistant hyperpigmentation, acne, and anti-aging. So let's talk about these 3 unique antioxidants that are not as common as you think they are. Okay, the first one is called quercetin. So this is known to have the highest antioxidant activity among the flavonoids. It's also known to absorb UVA, which is the aging rays, as well as UVC, which is the cancer rays. It also prevents premature cell death as well as cell accelerated aging of the cells, which then has shown to delay the onset of fine lines and wrinkles. Now, this is very common in brightening skincare products because it is a known depigmenting agent. So you'll see that in serums, you'll see that in their sunscreens. So it's very, very common. It also at the cellular level helps your skin mitigate UVB ray damage. So the UVB is the burning one, which causes your skin to turn red and blister, and that's where the inflammation is. Now, for those of you who've been following me for years, you all know that I always talk about this sunscreen, and that is because it has 21% zinc oxide. It has a long list of ingredients, but a lot of the ingredients in here are known to be natural plant-based ingredients that actually, when exposed to the sun, can actually help mitigate a lot of the UV ray damage. So this one is called Lyra, and this one I'm holding is the hydrating one. Now they have oil control. They also have the slightly tinted one, or sheer tint as well. It's 21% zinc oxide, and it has red raspberry leaf extract. The reason why I tend to stick to this one, even though I have used several ones throughout the 18 years, this one actually works. It's the most effective, it seems like, working with the other brightening agents for my treatment-resistant hyperpigmentation clients. I will put a link in the description below for that. Now, the other one we're going to talk about is, it's also a mulberry extract and red raspberry extract. Now, I also included links below that you can find on Amazon, sunscreens that also have this ingredient or antioxidant. One is going to be unfragranced, as well as another one I put in there just because it had the antioxidant. But what I didn't like is it did have some synthetic chemicals in there, such as fluorine. It did have aluminum, which I don't know why it had that in there, and it was fragrance. But I'm still going to put it in there because there's always someone in my audience who doesn't care about any of that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Now, I do want to specify that raspberry ketones are different from red raspberry extract. When taken as a supplement, raspberry ketones does not contain any histamines. It promotes skin elasticity, and it actually helps with your hair by blocking DHT, so it actually blocks the premature hair loss. Now, what it also does is it breaks down nitric oxide in the skin cells. And when you have too much of this, it can lead to hyperpigmentation, premature skin aging, as well as skin roughness. Okay, number 2 for antioxidants that you need to be using in the summer, especially in the summertime. This is going to be lutein and zeaxanthin. Now, these work synergistically together. Now, they're found in foods, but they're very small amounts, and it's been proven that it's poorly absorbed when it's from food, and you need a lot more. So specifically, people that have eye degeneration, eye disorders, and or skin disorders, typically they will recommend this as a supplement because obviously there's higher amounts in the supplement. Now, this has been shown to be used for skin and eye health. Now, this is in marigold, calendula, ginger root. Now, think about this. These basically help these flowers or plants survive in hours and hours of sunlight. So these specific antioxidants are also going to help our skin as well as our eyes. Now, that is one of the other reasons why I like the Lyra sunscreen, because all 3 are in the Lyra sunscreen. I will put links in the description below where I found some sunscreens that had maybe 1 or 2 of the extracts in there also. So hopefully you find that helpful. Now, before we get to the 3rd antioxidant, I'm going to tell you about this supplement. I talk about it all the time. Is the one that has all of these in addition to all of the other ones. It has the mulberry fruit powder, raspberry extract, also up to raspberry ketone, lutein, astaxanthin, marigold extract, zeaxanthin, and green tea extract in here. This is what I recommend for my clients when they are out in the sun and they have hyperpigmentation. So yes, normally the ideal advice for people who have melasma and severe hyperpigmentation is to avoid the sun at all costs. However, I do have clients, including myself, that love to go out in the sun. Now, when you become postmenopausal skin, your skin responds to UV rays differently than when you were younger, especially if you were someone who can tan. So I recommend this to my clients. It has all of that and more. So link is in the description below. And there is a special on that one. Again, the manufacturer made a lot more of it, and so I was able to get them at a discount. So the last antioxidant is the most abundant antioxidant polyphenol, and that is in matcha tea. Now, it has been tested both topically and taken orally. Now, this is what is interesting. When it was applied topically on human skin, it was shown to reduce UV damage by 66%, as well as reducing inflammation. However, when it was applied on the skin, and this test was done on sun-sensitive skin types, Fitzpatrick skin 1 through 3. Now, when it is taken as a supplement, what they found was it does reduce the UV ray damage, but only at a lower UV radiation and for a shorter period of time. What they found was it was more effective when you were exposed to UV ray afterwards, and it helped prevent hyperpigmentation. So that is the EGCG, the epigallocatechin gallate. Now, in the same study, when they took that matcha tea or the epigallocatechin gallate and paired it with vitamin C, what they did find is that it took longer for the skin to show signs of inflammation after being exposed to UV rays. For those of you who are still with me, here is your bonus. For those of you who want to know the sunscreen that you absolutely want to avoid, here it is right here. And here is the probiotic that has been proven on human skin that has been shown to reduce inflammation after UV exposure, increase hydration levels, increase antioxidant activity in the skin, as well as break down the collagen destroying proteins, increases skin hydration, and that is Lactobacillus acidophilus. And for those of you who are science nerds, it is IDCC3302 as far as the strain goes. So remember, makeup is an art, skincare is a science. We'll see you in the next video.